Hey, Tony. Happy to see Iowa at number 20. Let's get into it, you guys. I mean, I think it is this college football playoff thing. Jake, did they get it right? Did week one, in your opinion? Because I think we totally disagree on this. Do you believe that the college football playoff got it right in week one?
I mean, I think what we saw in the CFP rankings is definitely some favorability to some folks who maybe shouldn't be in the rankings. I definitely think that's at play. But I think, once again, if you follow the tea leaves and people talking about it, we're in this situation where, hey, we're having to justify why this team or that team is in instead of it just being an obvious, yeah, they should be in. And, this was supposed to be the first year where it's like, hey, we're doing it on strength of schedule. We're, you got people talking about how they're not considering non-con. And
non-con.
Well, if that's the case, if we're not considering, quote, non-con, then doesn't Ohio State's ranking go out the window because of the Texas game? I mean, it doesn't work both ways. Obviously, we wouldn't hit Ohio State. Everyone agrees they're the best team in the country.
I would agree.
Pointing out the hypocrisy in this concept of, hey, well, like we have explaining to do as to why, Texas isn't in the bottom 5 here or even the bottom 3, right? We have explaining to do as to how Miami's 18th in this poll right now. Like, I don't know. Like,
well, Miami's 18th in this poll because Mario Cristobal is a pretty average-ass coach. My biggest question is, why is Notre Dame in the top 10? You wanna throw hands? I'm ready to throw hands. Why on earth is Texas outside the top 7? Texas is better than Notre Dame, Oregon, Texas Tech, and BYU. Now, you want to get into Ole Miss? And okay, I'm down. Why is Texas outside the top 7?
I don't think people trust them.
It is, but why? If we are, and this is what we cannot do.
Come on.
This is what we cannot do with the college football playoff, right? We cannot do this thing where we're like, well, 13 years ago on the 4th Sunday of the 8th month of the college football
I'm just talking about earlier this year, dude.
If you guys, if you go
they don't have the CNS seating they need.
If you go back to Earl Christian Campbell running the rock for the Horns, hook 'em, bitch. If you go, we're not doing that. We are supposed to be 2025 college football playoff rankings. What happened to Skanky saying, hey, we're only going to the strength of schedule and
SOS, Monty?
Apparently that's not who we are, because this right here is a complete travesty, in my opinion. That Texas is on the outside of the college football playoff looking in. And you have Virginia and Notre Dame in, and you have Texas out. I have a real problem with that. This is, to me, listen, I don't care about Indiana, A&M, Ohio State, Bama, Georgia. I have no problem with that. But you cannot have Texas not in the college football playoff right now. I think it is an absolute joke. And you lack all credibility. And I hear already the people saying, well, Monty.
Well, Monty.
No, well, Monty's. It is, I don't care that this is week one. And I understand that Texas has plenty of football in front of them to change the minds. My question is, how is Notre Dame in and Texas is out? Help me. Help me. I don't even, this whole thing right here with, oh my God, the ACC's mid-ass is possible. You can't make an argument for Miami. You can't make an argument. Virginia being any higher than 14, look at the AP. Oh, that's right. The AP finally doesn't matter. I have no problem with the college football playoff and Virginia being 14th, Louisville being 15th, Georgia Tech 17th, Miami 18th. Miami has not earned anything higher than that. My biggest gripe is Texas is out and Notre Dame's in. I absolutely think it is a travesty of justice that is the case.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think it's any controversial take to say that Notre Dame gets the edge because they're Notre Dame, right? I mean, we've talked about this a million times. I mean, it's not, this is pretty well documented. I agree that there's nothing factual that would say that they should be in over Texas for sure. But again, this is where we have to talk about optics, because this is the issue for Texas. The issue for Texas is you look like a team who is not as good as you should be, even though you played good football last week. You look like a team that's not as good as you should be. And that's the problem right now, is that you're solid, but when's the last time you had a dominating over the top performance? I mean, it's been since Sam Houston that you had.
They've got wins over Vandy.
I didn't say wins. Oklahoma. I said dominant performances, bro. You beat Vandy 34-31.
Who cares?
Everybody cares. What do you mean, who cares?
We have no bar. We have no...
Well, that's clear. Yes, there is no bar. This is the precise issue with the CFP.
It's hilarity. It is insulting. It is ridiculous that Texas is out and Notre Dame is in.
So what happens if they lose to Georgia this week? Then at that point, it's going to be like, yeah, oh well, right? I mean, that's the issue, is that like Texas has to win out at this point to get in. They have to.
Yeah, I guess. I guess. I just don't know what. I don't know. Like, looking at these metrics, I need to understand. It. And I do not, under any circumstance, understand it. I want to. I don't. I truly do not. And I don't know what you need to do to get into the college football playoff. I do not know what you need to do to get in.
Well, mainly not be a 2-loss team right now, number one. Notre Dame's a 2-loss team, but again, they get the advantage of being Notre Dame. Like, if you look at, again, this is what I'm saying. Like, I agree. There's not a unifying bar that we can work off of to measure these teams. That's precisely the problem with this process, but it is the process that we have. And so then we naturally go to, okay, well, what's the case for and against Texas? Well, the case for Texas is obviously that you haven't lost since Florida, which seems like a year ago now. It's been a long time since you lost. And the obvious case against Texas is that you lost to the best team that you played in Ohio State, but that was week 1. We've seen time and time again that Ohio State or that playing a team in week 1 doesn't really hurt you unless you wind up being a 3-loss team. So then it's like, okay, well, we're really penalizing them for being a 2-loss team and losing to Florida 29-21. That's what we're really penalizing them for. So, correct. And then I think, again, this is where I go into the intangibles, if you will. I don't think that Texas looks great on the field. The eye test is not kind to Texas. Like I agree that they played their best game against Vandy. Arch had his best game, looked awesome. But generally speaking, if you said to someone, yeah, what do you think of Texas? Well, I don't know. How's Arch going to play? I don't know. Who's going to show up? That's what I think their problem is. They have a reputation issue.
And I would say, oh, yeah, that's a college football playoff. Oh, wait, no, they're not, because they're getting hosed. Go beat Georgia. Right? I mean, I guess that's how
if you go beat Georgia, that's your bounce back for sure.
I guess that's how you fix the problem. Go win games. Totally get it. They shouldn't be in this position. And when you have Georgia, Arkansas, and A&M left, I mean, you have everything to play for. So the game in 2 weeks in Austin at DKR, that's the entirety of their season.
Yeah.
And I think that's the That's the biggest deal. But I just really struggle with the fact that we don't have a super league. We don't have a bracket. We don't have a bar. We don't have a you won, you lost, so you're in and you're out. That's the single biggest problem.
I also think, though, to that point, I agree with what everyone's saying. We should be televising the CFP committee in their meeting. Absolutely. Should absolutely be accountable for the decisions you make and the things that, your explanation as to how you get to that point. And I understand that there's a process in place and, probably would be uncomfortable for them. But if public accountability was actually like a thing, at that point, then, people would probably stop doing things like putting Texas as the first team out when it really should be somebody else. And that's why I say, like, this ranking right here is, I'm just sitting here saying, okay, I don't question really anybody up until, I mean, hell, BYU, honestly, or Tech is really the first controversial one. If we're going to call that controversial, I mean, I'm looking at this saying I really have no problem until Notre Dame. And Notre Dame to me is I don't know how you have Notre Dame at 10 with their schedule and their losses. But what I do know is that Notre Dame has always had the hammer of, hey, we're Notre Dame, we draw a huge TV audience, we got the Golden Domes, they want us in the CFP. And that to me is why partially they're sitting there, because people are like, oh, well, we don't take that into consideration. We don't take non-con into consideration. We don't take into consideration TV sizes. Yeah. Okay, cool. And I was born, at night, but it wasn't last night, dude. Like, you guys absolutely do.
Very clearly, TV audience matters. TV audience matters. And I think that when you are BYU, it's why you had a great relationship with ESPN as an independent, deservedly so. You bring people on the road, you bring people to the TV, totally get that. Notre Dame's exactly the same thing. I mean, the Catholics are strong in numbers, bruh. Like that is, and yeah. Notre Dame sold their soul quite literally to have a guaranteed spot in the CFP, and you got it, man. You got it. But what really bothers me is I don't see the merit in the resume of getting in and getting out. And it's incredible to me that when you look at, I don't know that anybody in here can make a credible argument that the ACC is getting screwed, right? Like that is the argument.
Saying that?
Oh my goodness. The ACC is livid today. When you look at Virginia, people want to put Virginia much higher. I'm not putting Virginia higher. I'm not.
Who are we putting Virginia over?
Well, I think Utah is a target of that. I certainly think when you start looking at the way that Oklahoma's played, and now John Matt-Tager is, being injured, and that's a problem.
Okay. Yeah, this is as easy as it gets, dude. Virginia doesn't have reputation or credibility or any type of standing as far as the CFP is concerned.
Quality win.
And then there's the quality win.
They don't have a quality win, and this is the problem. So I go back to Miami, right? Miami. This is Miami's problem. Miami's 6-2 on the outside looking in. Miami beat Notre Dame, who now is in the college football playoff when they were the number 6 team in the country. They beat number 18 Florida State at the time. They were 18th in the country. But your losses are Louisville and SMU. I think it is the South Florida win being discredited which is what a lot of people are saying.